I had a outbound call listening from 8:15 to 8:45, and then from 9 to 10 I had my team mock call session. The one-on-one was from, like I said, 11 to 11:45. Y'all, lunch is at 12, but I still got stuff that I gotta catch up on in the emails, stuff that I normally do at the beginning of the day that I haven't been able to do. You gotta get into tech. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the channel. I'm Tech Bag Trey, and today I'm sharing with y'all a not so day in the life. I'm really coming off the cuff with this one. I literally just got home from work and I'm tired today, like mentally, okay? So I'm sharing with y'all a day in the life, but it's really it's not typical, but it does happen from time to time. And yeah, today it kind of got the best of me. All right. I'm a little upset because I didn't get no meeting set today, and it was just a tough day. But basically, y'all, it's a day where it's tough to really manage your time and really get your work done. That's kind of what it was for me today. And so I really wanted to just drop in, really share with y'all just, hey, these are days that can and do happen. This is not the first one like this by any means. It probably happens like once a week or something like that. But again, it's earlier in the week. Today is a Tuesday. Anyways, just to jump in, I have my phone here because I actually have my schedule on the phone, and I just want to pull it up. So really, before I go into the specifics of it, what got me today was the fact that it was heavy on the meetings up front. Okay. So my day started off with meetings and it was just a lot, back to back to back. And when it's like that, it's really hard for me to get going, right? And like in anything, if you have a rhythm that you can get in and get moving and get going, it can really further progress you on through the day or your numbers or whatever the case may be. It can help you get it done. But if you have this like stop, go, and then, all right, stop again, that messes with me. So for some people, they probably can navigate that well, and hey, kudos to you. But for me, I'm like the locomotive. What do they call it? My bad. I'm like the locomotive train. Okay, so it's slow to start a little bit, even if that slow to start is a short period of time. But once you get going, is like, yo, you in a roll, you in a groove. And so for me, that's how I am. And it was tough to get going today on my quota side, on my KPI side. And so really just wanted to talk about that and talk about what the day was like as far as what it was consisting of and then how it ended. But basically, y'all, my day, typical day for me, it starts at 8 a.m. and then it ends at 5 p.m. Now, this is obviously better when I'm at the house because then I don't have to account for traffic in the morning and traffic in the evening. So this is one of the days where I had to go in, and so that made it even worse. All right. Anyways, nonetheless, at 8 o'clock is, like I said, when I start. And today, what got me was my meetings and the early on. So in the morning, I had a outbound call listening from 8:15 to 8:45. The outbound call listening was an in-person meeting with the director of sales. So he has been doing this lately where we have little cohorts, like little groups of teammates that we all come in with him, and we do a call listening on an outbound call that we did, and we all give feedback, including him, on how it could have been done better, just some tips that we all could use, and then just really anything that can really help us close the call or get more information on a call, just get better. That's what it's really ultimately about, is getting better. So that call, though, by it being so early in the morning, it's as soon as I came in. So I was there early. Obviously, I was already there, but nonetheless, I normally try and knock out like a good 7 to 10 of my calls as soon as I come in the door. It really sets me up so that I can, then go to the restroom or go get some more coffee or, whatever I need to do. If I need to go say hey to everybody or whatever it is, if I got that first 7 to 10 out of the way, I'm feeling good. I'm not stressed. I'm all right. So this kind of knocked that out of the way, right? I couldn't do it. It was 8:15 to 8:45. So that really was my whole morning right there. So the beginning calls couldn't get them done. And then not only that, it was a great call session. I'm in there with three of my other teammates, one on my team, and then we have two separate teams. So two from my team, my manager's team, and then two from the other manager's team. And we're both in there, or we're all in there with the director. So that being said, basically, it was a great session, but I just knew from there on, I'm like, oh man, it's about to be one of those type of days, because then that meeting actually went over a little bit. So now we pushing 8:50, 8:55. Okay, so I get out of that one, and then immediately, this episode is brought to you by Course Careers. You've been thinking about getting into a new career and going into tech. Now is the time. Course Careers is the easiest and most cost-effective way to do it. And the best part is there's no degree required. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code. And if you want to support the channel, use the code TREY50 at checkout for $50 off. Look, everybody wins. Let's get back to the show. Right? All I did was come out, put my computer down, use the restroom, and then from 9 to 10, I had my team mock call session. So that was a whole hour just snatched up. Give me that. Like, don't even worry about that. I got it. Basically, the team mock call sessions, they are exactly what they say. So we're all together, whether, you have some people who are out sometimes who can't make it to the office that day. We'll have a few on the big TV or monitor, whatever that thing is. It's huge, way bigger than a TV. But you'll have some teammates on there on the Zoom and then everybody else in person. And then we just partner up and we do mock calls in front of everybody. And this is to help build your skills, to really help progress your calls. And, before we normally start this meeting, my manager kind of asked us like, yo, what are y'all looking to work on in this call listening, or not in the call listening, in this mock call session? And so we'll go around with telling what we're trying to work on. And so in knowing that, that's what my other teammates and what we're all listening for in your while you're doing it, right? So if it's working on layering questions throughout the call, then we're all listening. Yo, did you ask layering questions? Whatever it is, that's what we're listening to try and make sure that you're working on that. And then that's what your partner, right? Because we have partners who you're doing this mock call with, that's what they're trying to stump you on. So if you said yours is layering questions, then they're going to be super vague in their answers. It's going to force you to ask those layering questions, right? So that's really how that goes. And we just go around, and that's why it's an hour, right? Because on our team, you have, 8 people, whatever the case may be. So you got to get around to everybody. So again, today it was a little bit different. It was more of a wrap session, just really like, hey, what are y'all working on? And then my manager kind of talking that out and really giving more context into specifics on how to get that done. And we mix it up often, right? Sometimes we do actually mock call, and then sometimes it's more of like a rap session, just really from his perspective and giving us tidbits and helpful hints and, maybe walking through a whole section if that's what you need. But that's kind of what it was today. So it wasn't necessary that it was hard or whatever. It was just, an hour. So with that being said, though, we got out of that. So now, again, that was another one that went over a little bit too. So, it was more like 10:10 when I finally made it back to my desk to really start the day. So I'm thinking everything is like, all right, after this meeting, I'm going to have to really hit it because this has been crazy already. Well, before I walk out the door, my manager's like, yo, Trey, you might as well stay here. You got a one-on-one. And I'm like, dang, for real? I didn't see it on the calendar. I didn't realize it, whatever. And then I turn around, I'm like, golly, and he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I had 2 meetings already. But anyways, he was looking at the calendar and he was like, oh, actually your meeting is at 11. So you good. So I get back to my desk and I'm like, all right, well, it's 10:10. I got till 11. Let me try and do something. Yeah, I was able to get through like 5 calls because some people answered and had to run through some stuff, but nonetheless, wasn't that many. So this is 5. Now by 11, I need to be at about 40 by the end of the day, but I still got stuff that I got to catch up on in the emails, stuff that I normally do at the beginning of the day that I haven't been able to do. So this is all in my mind and I'm running into it. So I finally get to the one-on-one. The one-on-one was from, like I said, 11 to 11:45. Y'all, lunch is at 12. So by 12 o'clock, I have 5 calls. That's half the day. Lunch is an hour. 1 o'clock comes back, y'all. I had to duck off. Okay. Basically, the rest of the day, I had to go into one of our meetings. We got a billion meeting rooms. I had to duck off into one of them and really just zone in and get these calls in and get my emails out. And basically what happened, I just saw it too. I did end up having another mock call session at 3 to 3:30. These are just individual mock call sessions that we have to, my team specifically, the manager, he wants us to mock 5 times a week. That's once a day. So that was at 3 to 3:30. We came in. Normally we mock, but today, because I was behind on calls, because I was trying to catch up, but we still wanted to kind of do something to continue to grow. We both just made outbound calls and out loud. So basically, I'm calling these people. If they answer, then I'll just go through the call out loud. After the call, we'll debrief and then, hey, this is what you could have did better, or I heard this, basically the same thing, but just with real calls so that we could go ahead and continue to hit our numbers and progress the day on instead of stopping our real calls to go and mock when we're behind for the day. And he happened to be a little behind, not as bad as me. He was way ahead of me, but it worked out for both of us to work it like that. Nonetheless, that's kind of how my day was. It was hectic and I would say stressful. I'm not one to really stress over a lot of things like that, but it was just more or less like I didn't have those buffer periods or like that I normally set up for myself, 10 calls by 10 p.m. or 10 a.m., 20 calls by lunch, things that make my day a lot easier, a lot more simpler. I didn't have that today, so it just heightened everything for me. I had to be a lot more focused, a lot more diligent in the things that I was doing. And so really just wanted to get on and share that. Really, my wife, she's the one who told me. So if anybody got something out of this video, learned anything, just thank her because she asked about my day and I told her, and then she was like, you need to put this on a video because people need to hear this. And so, yeah, just thank her. All right. So I really didn't know what I was going to say and do coming into this, but basically, y'all, ultimately, I was still able to knock out everything I needed to knock out for the day. By the end of the day, I think I left myself a good 20 minutes. So I had a good 20 minutes at the end of the day where I was like, all right, now what were y'all talking about all day? Or what did I miss, right? But that was at the end of the day. Normally it's not like that, but today it was. Sometimes it's like that. This was the not so typical day of an SDR.